In episode 3 of Let's Stick Together, we are joined by Dutch superstar Yibbi Jansen. And obviously, by popular demand, we're back in the Coupe with Joep. It's all coming next. It's episode 3, Let's Stick Together, brought to you by Y1 Hockey. We've got a very special episode this week. We are joined by Yibbi Jansen, Olympic, World Cup, European champion, FIH, Star of the Year nominated. Yibbi, firstly, thanks so much for coming on and being on this Zoom call with me and Joep.
Thank you, and thanks for inviting me.
I'm very grateful, first of all, that you've got a fairly normal Dutch name, because my pronunciation is normally terrible. So Yibbi Jansen is I haven't butchered that too badly, I hope.
No, that sounds good. It's quite easy, right?
Yeah. Joep, we're without Brendan this week, so lucky us. Joep, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. I've had a rough weekend, but I'm fine. We were trending up with Oranje Rood, and now we're trending down a little bit. Lost points at Yibbi's club. I think Yibbi even watched the game. Saw us draw against a team that promoted this year, so that was kind of tough. And then we thought, okay, let's set the record straight against Bloemendaal, and we lost 3-2. So yeah, but other than that, I'm completely fine. How are you, Phil?
Yeah, sorry. We always start this with kind of how we got on at the weekend. Joep's obviously gone straight on in there. I guess I'll come to Yibbi before I even introduce you. Did you play this weekend? You play hockey for Stixa. How did you get on?
Well, we didn't have the best weekend as well. We played 2-2 against HGC. And the game before on Wednesday, we lost 2-0 by Den Bosch. So okay, we're having tough times.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not the. I mean, I really didn't expect that, to be honest with you, because I know that you were runners-up last year in the final.
Yeah.
So
I think 3 times in a row in the final, but yeah.
Okay, nice.
Doesn't mean anything for this season.
As David Ames likes to say, we play in a farmers league over here. I play for Old Georgians, and we won 7-2 against Cardiff. It was a pretty good game, but nothing to write home about, apart from the fact that a load of, I'm not sure you get this very often in Holland, but a load of uni students stand on the sideline, like university, college students stand on the sideline, get really drunk and hurl abuse at the opposition. So we were in Cardiff getting absolutely, like, a lot of abuse. Some of it was really funny. Some of it not so much, but yeah, I had, anytime I was close to the sideline, someone was screaming Phil at me. I smiled at them, and then they screamed, "Stop fucking smiling!" And so didn't quite know what to do with that. But I'd compare it to you getting heckled by the Nottingham lads when you came to Lee Valley a couple of years ago.
Yeah, but that was good. They actually, I think they actually liked me, but it doesn't sound like they liked you.
No, I don't think so. We're like the Manchester City of the English Hockey League. We get a lot of bad chat. So does that happen to you? Before I get into it, does that happen to you a lot, Yibbi? Are you going to away days, playing Den Bosch away and getting stick, or is everyone very nice to you?
Well, no, most of the people are nice to us, but no, yeah, just the children are very excited to see us. But I haven't had it like your way.
You've played in Argentina, though.
Yeah, that's true. But then it's more far away when it's in a stadium or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, they when we were attacking, they boo a lot. But when we score, they also applaud.
And it helps. I don't think you speak Spanish fluently, so I think it also helps that you don't really understand what they say to you, right?
Yeah, I don't want to know.
Yeah, they probably also called me a shithead a couple times, but I have no clue what they say.
And I always think they say nice things. That's easier.
Yeah, you have the glass half full, the optimistic approach that they're being nice.
Yeah, I do.
Right, so we'll get on to the main stuff. We're like I said, really, really thankful that you've come on. You're a true superstar of hockey, so we're not sure we're gonna do you justice here. But I first of all got some of your stats. So I know that you've played 82 times. You can tell me if I'm wrong. I tried to find them from.
Probably know more than me, so tell me about the stats.
You've got 82 caps. You've got 71 goals, which is not too bad. You've won the Olympics in Paris a few months ago. You've won the World Cup and the Europeans and the Pro League, but we don't really count the Pro League on this podcast. And especially for, sorry, do you count it, Yib?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, sorry. Well done.
100%. Like a couple of years ago was the only real prize I've won, so I do count.
You've also won 73 of your 82 caps. You've only lost 3 games. So I know that you're part of the. We're going to get onto it, but I guess how does that sound when I say that back to you?
Oh well, sounds very good. Yeah, I think every game we play with the Netherlands, we want to win. But yeah, those are very good stats, and yeah, scoring the goals is what I'm in the field for. So that's nice.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to get on to asking you a few of them questions, but first of all, like we've spoke a lot on this podcast about your team, about the Dutch women and how dominant you've been, and it's great to have one of you on here because we finally get to ask all the questions that we've wondered about. First of all, like an open question, how is it being part of such an incredibly successful team? You must be one of the most successful like sporting teams ever, maybe. How is that?
Yeah, when I first came in the team, I was in a team with all like superstars, which I was looking up to. So then I just got told what to do, and you just follow it. And now I'm in the team for more years, so my role is also changing. But I think everyone who's in the team really wants to give all their best, and that's what you see it when other girls all do it. You just take over it yourself. So everyone is really increasing the level. So I think that's what really is making the success.
Yeah, I think it's also maybe interesting for the listeners to know is that Yibbi had quite a different career path, I think, than many others had. Because Yibbi, I think you were 16 or 7. How old were you when you went? Yibbi played at Oranje Rood. I don't know if you know that, Phil.
A fellow.
I did, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
she actually
nice.
changed. I think she was quite determined from a young age. Because how old were you? 17 or 18 when you came to Oranje Rood?
17, yeah.
Yeah, so at 17 she was like, and I think Palmer was still in the team at Den Bosch, right?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna fill it in for Yibbi. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but Yibbi was like, fuck that, I'm not being a second corner behind Palmer. I want to flick balls myself. Actually moved to Oranje Rood, which at that point wasn't like a top team in Holland. I think you guys were the only team. I'm not sure, but I think we were like, it was a long time since Oranje Rood the women played playoffs. And then they had a pretty, well, not a pretty, they had a really like a talented group, and they actually reached playoff, I think 3 times in a row or 2 times in a row, I'm not sure. But like kind of chose their own path, and I think a lot of like girls, that's a bit the problem, I think, in the hoofdklasse, women's hoofdklasse, that there's like the gap between Stichtse, Den Bosch, and Amsterdam is so big with the rest that you can almost fill in right now already. With like the little oopsie from this weekend where you draw HGC, but like normally you kind of fill in those 3 already for playoffs. But she actually chose to go to a different path and not stay at Den Bosch, which is like the easy choice, if that makes sense, to just stay with all the top athletes and all the top players there, but chose her own way. So that's pretty cool that do you think that like changed for you, your, how do you say it, like your career, that you made that choice?
Yeah, I think it really did. It was, I thought I really wanted to play at the midfield and flick the corner. Yeah, and for sure at Den Bosch the players much better, and I was super young, so it would it would have taken a lot of years before I could do that at Den Bosch, which I completely understand. But at that time I was like, okay, maybe it's better for my
Development.
development to go to Oranje Rood, where Toon Siepman became head coach, and he is like the master of the penalty corner.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, that's perfect for myself. I can train I think 4 times in a week with him on the penalty corner and play at the midfield. So that was the reason why I went to Oranje Rood. And because, at the lower club or lower ranked club, nothing bad at Oranje Rood, but
No, pay attention.
yeah, I got a lot of responsibilities at a young age. So I think that's why, I'm now 24, but at the age of 18, I was already making decisions where to flick the ball and play at the midfield. So that really helped me develop at a young age.
And you knew that I was playing at Oranje Rood, and you always,
It
right?
would be very much fun at Oranje Rood. Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, you didn't expect Yibbi to actually say, "Oh yeah, I looked up to you. I wanted to watch you play." Yibbi went with, "Oh, it's fun." Because
Maybe not
because you were
expected
there.
it. I was kind of hoping it. But her reason sounds a bit more valid than mine, but okay.
Yeah.
I also worked with Toon Siepman for my 1 year at Oranje Rood, but it didn't go that well. He basically he looked at my flick and was like, "No, you can just go back
I can
and
do
train.
nothing.
You can train with the other guys." I did it for
Really? Well, normally Toon is very patient.
That says everything about Phil's flick. It was really shit.
Okay, well.
0 goals with your flick at Oranje Rood, or 1.
No, I don't know if I scored, but yeah, there's I like to put a bobble on it, so that can really test the postman out. That's my
Phil only does like the little bunt, so like the little tap to the left, and then he flicks it to glove side. That's the only flick he has.
Yeah.
Well, it can be a good one, but
It was until everyone worked out that it goes slowly and quite bobbly, and then they just
okay. Then you hope the goalkeeper is just missing the ball. That's the only.
Hey, it worked. It worked for a couple of years. It doesn't so much now.
Okay.
But yeah, I think before we get on to I guess the flicking stuff, just going back to being part of the Dutch team, I think we've talked a lot about how you handle pressure, and you have a huge expectation on your back basically every tournament that you have to win, and I guess we've always been inquisitive about how that feels and how you go about that as a team dealing with that pressure, because it's hard as human beings to still be perfect, but you're kind of treated like you have to be. If that
from the outside, it always kind of looks like you guys could only lose, and I don't know how that feels for you guys, if that makes sense, because you're there's not a lot of teams that are favorite as much as you guys are in sports. Like everyone kind of expects you guys to win, which seems for the outside world pretty tough.
Yeah. Well, my first real big tournament was the World Cup, and at that time I had a young age, and I think for the older girls, the responsibilities were much higher than for me at that time. But last summer at the Olympics, I really felt the pressure as well. Even though it was my first Olympics, but in the end, you know what people expect, and I felt the nerves as well. So I felt the pressure a lot, but it's also part of the sport, I think, and maybe. Then if it works out the way you want, then it makes it more beautiful.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it's normal to have nerves in sports. Yeah, you cannot say before the tournament. Maybe from the outside you think, oh, they're gonna win, but for us it doesn't feel like that.
Yeah, and that actually probably is a real key driver into why you're still successful, is because you're still humble enough to believe that you can lose, so you have to give your all every time. Because if you suddenly just start thinking that you're unbeatable, that's maybe when you're gonna.
Yeah, then you take the wrong path.
Yeah. And what I guess I think maybe a question for a lot of people would be like, what do you think makes you so successful, like as a team? Is it the fact that you have an amazing like club system over in Holland? Is it the training you do? Is it the culture that you have? What do you think makes you like tick and be able to win them medals time after time?
I think there are a lot of talented girls in the Netherlands. So yeah, if you don't give your best, then there are like 20 other girls that want your spot, and they have much talent as well. So they can give the national team some good they're they will do very good. So I think that's why you for yourself have to give it your all. But yeah, I don't know. I think the club system as well, but sometimes it would also be nice because we play you have three really good clubs, and the other games are less interesting.
Yeah, the gap is really big. Yeah.
You try,
The gap
you're trying to
is
say,
big. So I think that's something that could be better, but the level of talented girls is so high. So yeah, if it's not you, then three other girls are very good. So yeah.
Yeah, and it seems like it's a never ending like if you look at like 2021, it's still like kind of the same group, but also like Yibbi got in, Freke Moes got in, Lisa Post I think got in, René van Laarhoff got in. There's a lot of like players that weren't they were on the radar, but like not really in there. But like girls like Eva de Goede, Liedewij Welte, Margot Geffen, they got kind of replaced. Like they were like major players in Holland history, but they were kind of replaced seamlessly, as in you almost kind of forget you don't forget they were in the team, but like other players step in so easily in that system. I think it's like pretty, like it's pretty not easy. It's far from easy, but it's like to get to the top is pretty. And I think that's what's most impressive about the women's team in Holland. And that's what we always try to discuss. But what we didn't find the answer to is that it's pretty nice to get to the top, but then to actually stay there is like to be so consistent. And I don't really see it falling down in the next couple of years either. You guys still have the best penalty corner. I think both goalies will continue till LA, Josine and Anne. So you also have like the best goalies in the world. Like if you have those two, you're already kind of settled for the next 4 years. And then like I feel like the level of talent that's getting there is also growing. So but it's also I think a bit of a mentality thing. I think the way you guys keep training and keep handling the pressure, that you don't fold under pressure, that you beat Argentina 3-0 in the semifinal or 3-1, 3-0.
Yeah, 3-0.
Yeah, I think that was but that was your best game of the tournament, right? Of the team.
Yeah, it felt like that. After that game, I was like super hyped.
Yeah,
because we played so well, and the whole atmosphere in the stadium was so good.
because before the tournament, they were your biggest rivals. You felt, or was it Belgium or China?
I think both of them. Sometimes the way Belgium played, it was very tough for us, and I think Argentina is a lot more optimistic. So
Naive.
yeah, you can say that, but I don't know, naive, but really technical players. Yeah, so they can create a goal from nothing. So you always have to be like really
cautious. Yeah.
Yeah. But the way Belgium is playing, we really had a hard time against them. So I think both of them were very hard opponents.
Because I've seen one of Yibbi's 3 losses, and that was right before Olympics.
You were there?
Yeah, at Kampong.
Ooh, that was, I think, maybe the worst game. Yeah, it was such a bad game.
I feel because I was watching. I always like to go with Floris Wotterboer and Thijs van Dam and Terrence Pieters, because all 3 have a girlfriend in the team, with Sanne Kolen, Pini Sanders, and Xander Waard. So I always join them and just watch their games. And it was the first time that I was like, ooh, might not be such a sure thing, gold medal. and
that made us sharp again.
I think it was really good for you guys that you like got the notification. Okay, it's not going to be that easy at the Olympics, but
No.
also all three came like different, like separate from each other. Came to our little group there. I said it was the worst game we've ever played as a national team.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
it really felt like that. It was so bad.
and China, like the final.
Yeah.
Was there a moment you were like, "Fuck, we're gonna lose this"?
I was thinking like, oh my God, this is not really happening, is it? And then I was like, okay, you still have, I think it was 20 minutes before the end of the game. And I was like, okay, you just have 20 minutes to realize the dream. And otherwise, you're just going to hate yourself forever. So stop thinking this way and make it work. You really have to make it work.
Yeah,
So
that
I
was-
really thought in the game, oh my God, is this happening?
I did watch that game, and I was like, for the first time ever, I thought I saw that you were a little bit human. Because normally it's just like, even if it's not going your way, you kind of just like, there'll be something like the chest comes out, the head goes back, and then you just find a way to win. And I was like, what is happening here? And then, am I right in thinking you scored the goal?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, yeah, and something. Then you need them moments from players like yourself to lift the team, and then suddenly, the question I have to ask about that, as well as like the fact that it's good that you actually did think that, because I was going to ask the same question, was like, do you even practice shootouts? That can't be that regular for you.
No, that was the thing I was thinking after the game, because I knew I was not going to take a shootout. So after the game stopped, I was like, okay, yeah, this was my job and now it's done. And I was thinking, would it be a bad thing that we didn't have to play shootouts before? Like in no Pro League game, no European game or World Cup game? Yeah, is it a bad thing? And then I was like, yeah, but the girls have done it in the competition, in the Dutch competition, and then we do it against each other. So girls from Den Bosch against Anne, our goalkeeper, and girls from SCAC against Anne. So I was like, okay, maybe that's a good thing. So we have practiced it against each other on, also very high pressure moments. So then I was like, okay, we can make this work.
Yeah, there was that panic in my head when I saw it was going to shootout. So I was like, I wonder the last time the Dutch women did a shootout. Is it?
It was, I think, maybe the World Cup in 2018. They did.
Yeah, Pro League probably, but not like high pressure.
Yeah, Pro League, but that's not that high of pressure.
It's not the
No.
same, is it? You can't recreate
No.
the feeling of
Yeah,
being stood there in a big one.
and especially out of a gold medal on the line, like.
But it took so long. I was on the midline, and I was like, wow, the time it's too long, and
Yeah.
I had the nerves were so high, and I asked the girls after the shootouts, like, how did you do it? And they were like, yeah, because we knew we have to, like the game stopped and they knew the game is not over yet, so they stayed in their focus. But I was out of the focus because I knew I was done. So that was a difference.
But were you like, if you guys would have gotten a stroke, would you have taken it, or was it Matla?
Matla was going to take it. Yeah, we talked about it, and I asked her, "Do you want me to be next to you? So if you got two, or I don't know." But she was like, "No, I'll be fine." And I was like, "Okay, well then I stay at."
She seems like that way.
Yeah, I could imagine that would be the response. I've never really met her, but I like it's a goal scorer mentality of like, I'll be fine.
Yeah, she's really good at it.
I do think that we all think that, don't you? When you get to watch sport live, like a penalty shootout or anything like that, everyone always stands there being like, all you have to do is put the ball in the goal. It can't be that hard. And I think the thing that I've learned in the last 2 years, having stood there or waited or been a part of them, is how much it changes your body feeling and the environment. And it's just it's basically nice being a fan, not as pleasant being the person stood there in the arena.
It's
I don't
really
know, because it was also very much nerves watching it.
I forget we talked about that. You took one in the final, didn't you?
Yeah, I missed. I missed.
Have you seen it back?
Yeah, I've seen it back. I'm now that I know I've won, but the moment you miss your shootout, and we started with shootouts, as in we were first. Jonas started and he missed, and I was like, "Oh fuck, the Germans, we're gonna lose this one." Then Payman, I don't know how, saved the first one from Bella, which was always like a certain thing. Then I had to step up because I was second, and I scored a lot, as in. Not a lot. I never took it in such a pressure moment, but I was like pretty confident, and we analyzed the goalie. But the moment you miss and you have to walk back, and you see like 20 guys looking at you like, oh, "You fucker!" Like it's so shit because you feel like, "Oh, I'm gonna be the guy that missed, and that because of me, we don't have a gold medal." So I was almost cheering even louder when guys scored our shootout, just so I wouldn't be a bad guy.
I always think there's is there not a crazy thing, like, obviously I know that feeling as well, having trotted back on my little walk. It's a horrible walk. I couldn't agree more. But like when everyone's scoring, so I remember the European semi-final when everyone's scoring before you,
it's higher,
and it keeps building and building. And I think I was the 8th one to go, and no one had missed. I was like, don't let me be the guy to miss, please. Don't let. And it ended up being the 9th guy who missed, and we obviously won it. But like, it's crazy, man. It's sorry, we've gone off on a tangent there.
Yeah, but also to get back to, because like the game against China, I think was also a really special one for you guys, Yibbi, because like I was in the stadium and I had like, oh, we need to go to a break, Philip.
Yeah.
Oh, this is Phil saying we only have 40 minutes of Zoom time, so now we need to go to a break.
Okay, and we're back for part 2. Thank you for finishing part 1 so lovely. Joep, do you want to carry on with your question?
Yeah, thank you, Yibbi, for calling us unprofessional. It's true, but it still kind of hurts.
I felt myself unprofessional as well.
Yeah, we're working on it. We like, now that we got a big star on the show, we actually step it up.
Let me ask you, how are you working on it?
Sorry?
No,
no, he's asking me because I do fuck all normally, but that's fine.
Okay.
I bring a lovely spirit and like my happy personality. Yibbi also sees that, right?
You put me on the spot.
Okay, let's continue. No, my question was in the final, because that's where we left off, is because there was a moment, because I was in the stands and I was again with Thijs and Wortel. And of course, for them, it was also that their girlfriends were on the pitch, and they were like very, very nervous. But I even felt I was like sweaty as shit, because I was like, oh fuck, like almost like, oh no, you guys. At some moment, it felt like it was slipping away from you guys. Like, yeah, like you the chances you got, they didn't want to fall, and you got I think 2 or 3 corners before you scored, and I was like, oh fuck, it's not gonna fall. It's just gonna be one of those nights like it was in I think Rio.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no, it's not gonna be one of those nights, right? But then of course you scored. But then I think with 10 seconds to play or something.
Yeah, I know exactly the place and how it went. Yeah, they got the penalty corner.
Yeah, but also like in the final minute, and I was exactly in the line of the ball that went to the post, and I think 2 Chinese girls, they like missed it.
Yeah.
Oh mate, I was looking at Wortel and Thijs, and we were looking at each other like, holy fuck, this could have like ended it.
I feel it when you say it. Like how I saw those girls at the second post.
Like I had no girlfriend on the pitch, but I was fucking nervous. I was like, oh no, they're gonna. Because in the end, it made our party a lot better that you guys won as well, to be honest.
Yeah, true. But in the end, for us, the way of winning it like this was also, it made it so special and so much. How do you say it? Like happiness. Yeah.
More.
It's
more
not. It's not.
Something.
It would be. It's underwhelming if you win an Olympic final like 7-0.
Like this, we've seen it all this way. Yeah.
And did you ever think that China would come out and play like they did? Because
I was the moment I knew it was going to be China, I was like, okay, we have to be extra sharp. They're gonna come up with something, and they will do everything to make it work. Yeah, I was no second thinking this was going to be easy.
And did
I was
Allison,
also very nervous.
did you play under Allison? Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Like, did that bring in an extra like element for you guys? As in, not that it made you guys extra sharp, but you know that Allison knows you guys like really well.
just for context, that's Alison Annan used to coach the Dutch women's team, and now she's been in charge of the Chinese team for the last 2 years.
I've seen it before. Like Raoul Eres was always coach from Den Bosch, and then he went coach from Belgium, and some of the Den Bosch girls were like, "Ooh, okay, he knows us so well." And I was like, "Yeah, but he's not on the pitch, so he can tell the girls who are on the pitch what to do." But in the end, yeah, maybe it will make a small difference, but in the end, yeah, not so much. So that was what I was thinking about Alison as well. Like, she's not on the field, and in the end, the girls of China, yeah,
have to do it.
They've seen us play, but yeah, I was not thinking that would play a part, but yeah, she knew us. That's right.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I think
she don't know where I'm going to push the corner, and if some of the strikers, they shoot the ball in the goal, she cannot stop that.
Oh, fair.
And I guess, like, how has it been since you've won? I asked Joep this question a few weeks ago. How's it been since you won Olympic gold? Has it changed your life? You've now got a huge following on social media. You're obviously one of the biggest stars in hockey. Like, has it changed for you?
Well, it changed a bit. Yeah, for sure. People know your name sometimes, more than before. And I got, I don't know, just sometimes a few weeks ago, I went to give a presentation about our experience. Those things are coming into my life, but it's not major changes, but I see that, it changed a bit, for sure.
And you still have to do groceries, you still have to do your own laundry, and you still have to just...
And I'm still going to university because I also want to finish that. So it's some things stay the same.
And that's the same as anyone coming back from Olympics, is the you get knocked back to reality quite hard from being in a bubble for a crazy 2 weeks, and then you're suddenly, like Joep says, going back to do your shopping.
And the week after is also still really good though.
I think we've partied a whole week, and after that week I was like, I cannot
exhausted.
talk, I cannot move anymore. I had no voice. But after that, your club life starts, my university started again, so that week I was like, well, this is boring again. And then a few weeks later, then some fun things came into my life. So
yeah, of course.
We were actually supposed to do like there's this kids sports show. It's called Zap Sport, and Yibbi stood me up. She was too big time for me to join. Like, she was, it was really painful. I thought, oh, nice, we're going to do like a nice episode with kids with Yibbi, and too big time for me.
Would have been a very good episode, I think.
And now it's shit, Yibbi, thank you.
Now it's good, and it would have been the best.
Yeah, fair.
What were you doing, Joep? Sorry, give us some context. You went on a children's TV program.
Yeah, I was like, it was me and Yibbi supposed to like, but then actually was Yibbi. The game got replaced by Yibbi exactly on the date that was set, like 2 months before to record. But it was like a kids TV show where they do like challenges with hockey. So we went in the middle of Utrecht, like like the big church, the Dom, and we did all kinds of challenges, and we had to ask people on the street. It was fun. It was also quite uncomfortable sometimes because you were with your hockey stick in the middle of a big city, and people were looking at you. Who's this idiot? Who's this tall idiot? That's why that's why I would have liked to have Yibbi with me, because people know her a bit more than they do me. So I thought then I might look a little less silly. But no.
Yeah, there's that famous hockey player, but who's the lanky ginger guy?
Yeah. Oh, that's the girl that does the drag flicks. But who's the idiot next to her? Yeah, that's yeah. Yeah.
No, fair enough. I think I guess I want to talk about some of your drag flicking, if that's okay. You've kind of rocketed to being the best flicker in the world over the last 2 years. I think I don't think there's too much argument about that. I looked it up again. You've played 40 matches in 2023 and 24, and you scored 48 goals, which is pretty staggering. I guess for young people listening, or they want to know like about how you've done it, like how much time are you spending on your drag flicking? I mean, you're also, yeah, I'll leave it there. I'll ask the first question.
Now, like I said before, I went to Oranje Rood because Toon Siepman was becoming coach. And at that time, I could train with him 4 times a week. And every training, we took like 20 or 30 minutes for drag flicking. And that's 4 times a week. So that will make a difference. And I started at a young age. I don't know. I liked it so much that I went with myself to the field and some balls. And then I started flicking. That's what I did a lot. And I don't know. I really like to fine tune it. So there's always a small part to what I can improve to make it harder or much more precise. Yeah,
Is it an obsession?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, because there's always something you can do about it, and you can always make sure the ball is going harder to the goal. So it's not a moment that you think, oh yeah, this is good enough. And like the Olympics of 2024 was like my biggest goal. So I always thought like that's the moment I should be at my best. So before the Olympics, I've trained a lot with Toon and with myself, and that was like the highest goal where I wanted to be the best. So
kind of worked out.
It worked out.
You scored 9 or 10?
9 goals, yeah.
Yeah, in 8 games. Yeah, that's
and then there's a little voice in my head that still says like, it could be better because. Well, I'm very happy at the way it went, but after I made the 1-1, we got another penalty corner, and then after the game I was like, what if that one went in? And that's what you keep thinking, because there's always a voice in your head that says, oh, it could be better, or you can, Because that is an obsession.
I think that's what makes the difference, right, between like good and great. It's that you're never satisfied, and I think that's the cool thing to hear, because I never heard it from guys like you, girls like you. But like how even if you've won everything there is to win, that it's still not like it is good enough, but it's still not good enough for yourself. It's still you have like it's like golf, Phil, that you always feel like, oh, left some shots out there. Oh, the swing could be better.
I leave a lot of shouts out there, mate. No, I think.
Obsession, right?
Sorry?
Yeah, that's your obsession, golf.
Yeah. Should be hockey, but it is golf, to be honest.
Yeah, Joep's obsession is definitely golf. But I mean, I guess you've touched on something that I think is so key to being successful, and especially like you've just talked about doing 3 or 4 sessions a week with Toon and still finding time to go and do it on your own. You have to, and I think you've also touched on something where you always want more. You're like there's a certain level of like greediness to it, like where you're like, oh, I scored 1, but I could have scored 2 or 3. It's something that I think is an absolute key ingredient to greatness. Like there's lots of different ways of doing it, but I think you've definitely touched on important ones.
And do you think, because I feel like at the men's game, the penalty corner is getting a little less important, as in, like the corner defense has gotten so good, as now like every team has like 2 or 3 really good runners. But still, I think the corner percentage at the women's game was never as high as it is now. But I have no clue. It's just my gut feeling. So please correct me if I'm wrong. But like, is it how do you like keep ahead of that, if that makes sense? Like, how do you are they running? Is corner defense improving with the women as much as it is with the men? Or you still have like, because sometimes
Yeah.
I see girls sometimes at the women's, like the right and left zone. They sometimes don't. I kind of hold my breath every time a penalty corner, because girls are sitting literally in the goal at the penalty dot with their hand on the ground, and I'm like, oh, if you get this on your head, you're done.
Yeah, they're crazy for
Yeah.
sure. Now, well, I look at the corner defense a lot. So, and I was thinking, okay, at the Olympics, people are going to do different things just to make me or other penalty corner girls make it hard. So I was already thinking before the Olympics, okay, what can they do, and what can I do if they do something different? So I was already thinking ahead of that, and I had a really clear plan. Okay, if this is happening, I do this, and if that's happening, this is my plan. So I had a really sharp plan, before the Olympics, and I trained that as well. So, and I think I, from a young age, how do you say that? I practiced, like, if the ball is not exactly at the right spot, to keep pushing as well. So not really saying to the how do you say the
Projector.
Yeah.
to say to them,
Projector and
like,
stuff.
this is a bad ball, but okay, it's a bad ball, but what can I make out of this corner? I did that as well. So it doesn't really matter for me if the ball is not perfect on the spot or just rolling a bit. It's fine for me because I practiced so much that I can do whatever is happening. I have a plan for it.
And I think that's also a really good point. But what's the most satisfying? Because I've watched your flicking, and I, as a semi,
Trying to learn.
trying to learn, part-time pusher, as I call myself. Like the most satisfying is when you like bind the runner and then you make the keeper fall one way and then you just whip it back to the stick side. I've got to say, when I watch you do that, I get angry with the keepers because I'm like, that's coming, and you still fall for it every time.
Yeah, it's true, but sometimes, I can understand. I know people are saying that to their goalkeeper, like, you knew this was going to happen, but I can do the other thing as well, like make
the post side.
I will do it, but then I don't do it.
Yeah,
I like the early release.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That you fake the fake.
Yeah, I fake the fake. So then you don't know which one is coming.
Oh yeah, I know. I wasn't trying to do you the injustice that you can't flick the other side.
No, I know, but I'm just clearing.
I find it amazing.
It kind of felt like that, Phil. It felt like you were doing her wrong.
It's fair enough, but I just imagine the coach turn to the keeper after the game, being like, "We talked about it, and she's done it to you again."
I can imagine.
Yeah, but that's also, I think that's also a bit with, like, we had a whole presentation about about Niklas Vella. Yeah, keep him in front of you, and then the guy starts running and you're completely fucked. Like, some things you just can't really stop, I think.
Yeah, and it's like when you run down the right-hand side, it's like, oh, he's going to run down the right-hand side. And it's like, well, I can't, he's too fast and too long.
Oh, thank you, Phil. That's exactly the same thing.
You get credits as well, you today.
Some not a lot, sometimes.
Yeah, slightly sarcastic ones, but
he was really, really annoyed that I got nominated for World Player of the Year.
Annoyed?
Yeah, he got really annoyed.
Oh no, that's a bad thing. Why?
Well, he didn't deserve it, did he? Just a joke. No, it's just a joke. We
The
can
silence
talk.
from Yibbi speaks loud. That's the.
No, come on. This is what friends do. They make themselves feel really good. Anyway, less about me and you. You have, well, actually, no, we can incorporate you into this bit. You've obviously also been nominated for World Player of the Year.
Yeah.
That's going to be released on the 9th of November. Like,
Yeah.
was that a dream of yours? Obviously, like, I think, what are you smiling about?
What?
What are you smiling about?
Nothing.
Okay, you okay? Like, how has that been for you? Like, how did it feel to get nominated?
Well, being nominated for this prize is like, yeah, it's very special because I think it's just 5 girls out of the whole world that got nominated. So, yeah, well, that's very special, and especially in an Olympic year, that's a year where you want to, be at your best. So, yeah, I was like, yeah, I was actually a bit proud of it. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you should.
Yeah, it's
I'm
also
gonna.
very hard because it stays a personal, if an individual prize where you actually do everything with your whole team, and that's the same with my penalty corner. I make the goals, but the injector and the girl that has to stop the ball are as important as I am. So I always want to give them credit as well.
I really. This is exactly what I wanted to hear because I'm an injector, and injecting and stopping is a really no, Phil, because you're like you're a shitty flicker. You cannot speak on this, but Yibbi can speak on it. The amount of like Yibbi Jansen does it as well. He actually gives credit to like good injections or credit to when like a bouncy ball is stopped. And I feel like Yibbi, you're the first flicker I've ever heard. It really gives credit to her injector and the girl stopping it, because I feel like that's an underrated job.
Yeah, it really is an underrated job.
Thank you.
And it's, you also have to put in a lot of time as well. Like, people always think like, oh, you just have to put in extra time when you do the penalty corner, but it takes also a lot of time for the injector and the girl that stops. Sometimes they hate me, then I'm like, no, I want to do some more balls, and they are like, oh, you're not done yet. But in the end, they want to do it for the team as well, and that's
I think I've got a slight argument, right?
Okay.
And it's that they are important,
Yeah,
but they're not quite as important. Like, you got, just calling a spade is that you've got someone who just has to put the stick on the ground and stop the ball. You have to learn an intricate movement and get it past runners, postman, and a goalie. Like, I know which job's easier.
yeah, true. But without them, I'm
Yeah,
nothing.
yeah. You're redundant. Yeah, I understand.
Thank you, Yibbi. No, it's true. It's 100%.
I just want to. I'm allowed to disagree. I just think your job is more
You're allowed to
important.
disagree, but Yibbi and me, as like renowned drag flickers, we know how important the injector and the stopper are.
Yeah, and the last summer, you really have a big difference in injectors or girls that stop the ball as well. Like, some girls put in so much time, or boys as well, for sure. But yeah, and nobody talks about that. So I really want to give them credit as well. And that's,
you did even say though, if they don't stop it right, you'll still flick it fine. So there's also that.
Yeah, but that's something I train.
No,
Sorry.
Credit where credit is due. But I like that Yibbi gives a little bit of love to us injectors and stoppers. We stay strong together.
Yeah, for sure. No, but that's what I wanted to say with the individual prize as well. Like, yeah, it's still an individual prize in a team effort, and without the team, how can you become? You won't be nominated without the whole team. So and winning the Olympic medal is like everyone put in their part, which makes it so nice to share it together. Like, winning it together with a team is, I think, the most beautiful feeling you can have.
Yeah, and we obviously
would know,
wish
Phil.
you. Sorry.
You would know, right?
Why you got to do me like that? Yeah, thank you for pointing that out. But I was just about to say, well, we're wishing you all the luck. No luck to you, but we're wishing you all the luck in a couple of weeks to make sure you win the World Player of the Year. I think our opinion is that you 100% deserve it. You've been incredible all year. And I think this award tends to not go to the person who deserves it. So, but I hope that they get it wrong this time, and they actually pick the right person. Otherwise, we're just sat here congratulating Harmanpreet and Srijesh and whoever else. You don't have to comment on that. I'll do that myself. You okay with that?
Yeah, I'm completely okay.
So I think voting closed. What day is it?
Yeah, voting is already closed.
That closed days ago, so I'm not gonna. I can't shout you out for people to vote for you, but let's stick together. We're hoping Yibbi wins World Player of the Year.
Yeah, we're not supposed, because let's be honest, that I got nominated is already like, it's a bit too much, but we're standing behind Yibbi. I have a good feeling about it. I feel like Yibbi is going to take it home.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to very quickly touch on the Hockey India League before we go into the Coupe with you.
Oh yeah,
yeah. You have you put yourself forward for the Hockey India League, and you were bought by the Odisha Warriors for 29 lakh.
I'm an Odisha Warrior.
You're the most expensive overseas player. Are you excited for the Indian experience?
Yeah, I am. Last year I've been in India, and not everyone likes it a lot, but I was like, I had a good time, and like hockey is really big over there, so I think it will be an experience for sure. And it's also very nice to be in a team with different nationalities. So yeah, in the Netherlands, in my league, I haven't been in a team with lots of different nationalities. So I think it will be nice and a real adventure.
it will be an adventure for sure. But I feel like I just heard the men have to stay for 7 weeks. You only have to go for like 4, right?
Yeah, after the, how do you call it?
The auction.
The auction. I heard it was just 2 weeks of competition. So I was like, whoa, okay.
I think you're the best paid player whatsoever. Like if you look at the time you have to be there and the time you actually what you get paid for, I think you're like the highest paid.
Yeah, but we will do preparations as well. So it's not just 2 weeks over there. I will be 4 weeks in India. But,
and then it's not that much money if it's like 4 weeks.
Yeah, well, you've touched on something good though. I think without talking too much about the money, like I think a lot of people why they wanted to experience it was the fact that you get to play with different nationalities, like learn different ways of playing.
No, let's be honest, it's the money. Phil, it's not. Let's be honest. Let's call a spade here. Yibbi, would you go for free for the experience?
For free?
Yeah.
No, I have to be honest.
Of course you wouldn't. Like, come on.
I like how you even asked with surprise when you went for free.
Who in the right
You're really asking me this?
No one in their right mind would go 7 weeks or 4 weeks to play hockey in India for free. You do it because you get a nice payday, and I'm very proud you got so much money, because I think it's rightfully so. I was really annoyed that Xander Waard got so little, because I feel like the auction was shit with the men, but the auction with the women was even more shit. Like there was, like, don't get me wrong, there was Irish players who were not even at the Olympics, I think, who got the same amount as Xander Waard, who was World Player of the Year last year. Like, what were they doing? I think you were the only one they got right, Yibbi.
Yeah, it was kind of weird how it went. Yeah,
I'm not sure we can open this kettle of fish again, because we did a Hockey India League episode a couple of weeks ago, and
okay.
It was pretty crazy. I think that was again the biggest highlight of it all, when you have the best player in 2023 who goes for the base price, which was just insane.
What did you go for, Phil?
Developments there.
Yeah.
I got
Phil Phil got unsold here, but now he's getting offers because everyone's backing off. So he's getting offers from India to
Really?
yeah.
Yeah, and I'm too bitter about it, so I just keep saying no.
Really?
No, I did get an offer, but it's unfortunately over Christmas, and I have two little kids, and so I didn't want to leave them for Christmas, unfortunately. Unless, as Joep said, it is about the experience, but it's also about the money. So if they paid me a lot of money, then maybe I could go, but not for not too much.
And you didn't care about the money and the adventure.
He
Well,
wanted guaranteed money, I think.
No, I didn't sign up. One, because I was like, okay, they're not gonna see the difference between like me or Justin Blok or Lars Balk. I was completely wrong in hindsight, but okay. And then after the signing, how do you call it? Like the signing in got closed. I
Yeah.
heard 2 weeks after I heard I was nominated for World Player of the Year. So then I thought,
Yeah.
oh, I made kind of a mistake here because it might have been bought for a lot. But to be honest, I had no clue. I was like, yeah, I probably won't get sold for a lot. But then I saw like guys like Lars Balk and Duco go for like 40, and I was like, holy shit, okay. But then I saw Jonas and Jorrit go for 10, so then okay. So I was like not really.
We've already talked about it. It's a flip of a coin. You could have gone for 35. You could have gone for 11. I think no one quite knew, and it also mattered when your name came out in the. I'm not sure if that was quite the same, but
and for the men it's so much different because it's 7 weeks, and you've been to Rukela as well, right, Yibbi?
Yeah.
And
last year.
It's let's put it nicely, it's not the nicest place in the world. So I was like 7 weeks Christmas there. Do I really want to do this? I was like, no, don't want to. So yeah, and I was thinking, I might get 15, might get 20. So yeah.
And Joep is we call him Gareth Bale on this podcast. He earns a lot of money and wants to just play golf, so it's okay. Joep, are we okay to go to the Coupe?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not going to do Brendan's sound effect. We'll put that in ourselves.
Yeah, I think Yibbi, this is what Yibbi's been waiting for. She has no clue what it is. It's just like how do you call it? Dilemmas.
Oh yeah,
But it's like really simple dilemmas.
simple or
it's weird, simple. Like put a name to it. I don't know. Like first one, if you had to choose between training and playing in wet shoes for the rest of your life, or play without a grip for the rest of your life, which would you choose?
What was the second one? Or playing with?
Without a grip.
Go a tiny bit further back. There, perfect. No, not that far back. Go to here.
Without a grip?
Oh, or wet shoes. Definitely wet shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, easy for me. I love a good grip.
But wet shoes, every training, every game.
Yeah.
I think you'd get used to a grip, wouldn't you? Could you get used to what was it? No grip.
If you have no grip,
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Like the carbon goes like through to like no grip.
Yeah, that hurts.
Yeah, but you're a good player. You can handle it. Wet shoes.
I choose the wet shoes.
How
wet are we talking?
Yeah, like soaking wet. Like.
Oh no.
Yeah, put them in the bathtub.
That's unfair.
Put them in every training. There's like a little bathtub, and it says Yibbi's bathtub, and you have to put your shoes like dip it in, and then take it out and then go to train.
Still the wet shoes.
Oh, okay.
Well, this is how Joep does it, by the way. He just makes the challenge harder until he gets the right answer that he wants.
I've chosen, and then he makes it harder. That's unfair.
There you go. We had our first one of the day. Just before we start, this is what has happened to me. Is that like 2 times in the last week, someone's been like, "Oh, Let's Stick Together's back, but where's the Coupe? Because otherwise, I'm not listening next week." And I was like, "Fair enough. This is what the people want. They don't want us to talk serious hockey."
We put it at the end so people stay, because otherwise they leave halfway.
You're smart.
Okay, this is another question. Which player do you think will be the best player of the world in 3 years' time?
that's not a dilemma.
It's
It's-
weird.
it's all-
We're in a coupe.
It's all part of the Coupe, Yibbi. Just go with it. I feel like Yibbi, you're very close to it, to the Coupe. Open up a bit. Come on, it's the Coupe. You will learn to appreciate it once you get
You talk about a girl or man?
both. For you, girl, we'll choose the man.
Okay. If you know an answer, then you can talk first.
I think in 3 years' time, because I got smashed by him in the weekend, I think it will actually be your boy, the English fucker, Zach Wallace.
Why? Okay. Yeah, 3 years.
Yeah,
Already is very good, right?
yeah, but he might already be up there. But 3 years is like a year before LA. He's 24 or something.
Yeah, 25, 24.
He'll be 28. He'll be in his prime. I think he might take like the official crown.
Okay. I'm not going to argue with that, Zach. Well done, mate. We know you're a secret listener. Youp's
Yeah.
giving you props.
Yeah, fucker, you beat me. Yibbi, what do you think? You can say yourself. I think in the women's it will be you.
Can I also call a new talented girl you don't know about?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Who's at my club?
Oh,
She's still like, I think 15 or 16. Her
oh,
name is Lotte Ruts, and she will be the new star.
okay.
But give her some years. She's very young,
Yeah, 16.
very good.
So we have to save this clip, and then in like 5 years' time,
Yeah,
you can just get it out, and you can be like, "I'm a genius. Look how good she is now."
her name is Lotte
Oh no,
Ruts.
I'm not gonna take credit for her for how good she is, but,
Yeah, but you predicted it, so
no,
Lotte Ruts.
she did it all herself. So
Okay, next one, Yibbi. Now I get a dilemma for you. You have to perform a song at halftime during the Olympic final in LA,
mhm.
or be mic'd up during the next 10 national anthems.
I will be mic'd up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you like a give it all type of girl during the anthem, or are you like the silent? Like
No, I'm in between. Like, not give it my all, because if I hear I hear myself sing, but that's enough. It's not like that I close my eyes and give it my all, but I can hear myself sing. But sometimes girls next to me get confused because I sing the wrong words, and then they're like, "Stop it." So they're probably not going to be happy if I'll be mic'd up, but
yeah, we also have a
I will do
pretty,
that.
we have a pretty shitty anthem. You can't really go loose with it because I always wanted like
So
go,
you have some words where you can choose, like, you
yeah,
can sing this or you can sing that, and the half of the team is singing different parts.
yeah.
It's
No
a-
one really
it's-
knows what the words are.
it's a great question though. Who does let loose in your team and really go for it?
Bottle always sings pretty loud, and I always have to laugh. I always stand next to him, and he sings like pretty loud, and he has like just as good a voice as I do. But we also have, I don't like the people who like mumble. I'm like, yeah, either sing it or
No. Come on.
yeah, sing it or you
We
don't.
want to hear you.
Yeah, exactly. I want to like name and shame after the game, like, oh, you were shit, or you were great, and like. But as soon as you're like full commitment in it, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Yibbi, what about you? Who goes for it in your team?
Well, that's hard for me to say because I just hear myself. So
It's probably
I
you.
don't know who's next to me singing as well, because I just hear myself singing.
It might be.
I know. I think Renee van Laarhoven, she's always in.
Okay, nice.
Okay.
She's
We-
I close my eyes and breathe in this moment kind of girl.
Oh, nice.
Good.
We've got our second. James Mazzarelli, who's one of our keepers. He used to be in the choir. I think I might have already said this. So he has a really lovely voice, but he really goes for it. And if you stand too close to him, you end up getting distracted and being like, "Whoa, you're really good at the singing stuff."
But like, he has a nice voice.
Yeah, and he belts it out as well. He really goes
That's
for it.
impressive.
Yeah. We make him when he's really quiet and nice guy, but we sometimes just make him randomly sing for us because it's nice.
Because then you get really calm.
Yeah, very nice. Sing some lovely Coldplay.
Shut up for a moment.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Yeah,
that's
you
not. We have one guy in the team is Duco, Tegenkamp, you know it, Phil? You
He
like
does
him?
karate, doesn't he? Is that right?
Kung Fu. No, he has one song he can sing really well. So always when I'm like when we're in the bus and I'm the DJ, I always put it on. It's like it's a shitty song. Nobody else from René Vroger. I think you know it, Yibbi.
Yeah, for sure.
He always goes full in. He like belts it out every time I put it on. He like takes the mic
He's
like
like
that.
a Volkszanger.
Yeah, he's like a folk singer. He's like
Oh, nice.
in
I
all the
like him a little
bars.
bit more.
Yeah, but folk, not like folk. It's like in all the bars. It's like really shitty music. Like you
It can be fun.
yeah, you've been to Stratum Zuidveld, like that kind of music.
Oh, yeah, okay,
The
fine.
Dutch classics. Final question in
This
the
is going to
group.
have to be a quick one. We might get cut off.
Okay, Yibbi, would you rather be an unreal player on a shitty team or a below average player on a really good team?
An unreal player in a less good team.
I really like that you said this.
I was thinking, can I say it? But I did it because I went to Oranje Rood and wanted to play more than
Wow, what a way.
Okay.
You just got away a lot of shit.